What if the Renaissance wasn't the sudden awakening of Europe, but the latest chapter in a journey thousands of years old? What if ideas that began in ancient Egypt, evolved in Greece, traveled through Rome, were preserved in Baghdad and Cordoba, and then returned transformed? History often celebrates inventors and conquerors, but perhaps the true heroes were translators, scholars, and teachers. This is the story of how knowledge crossed continents and reshaped civilization. Thank you very much for your support. Before we dive into the main story, please kindly follow our page, like, comment, and share. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell notification button for more interesting video like this. Episode 7. The Renaissance. Europe awakens. By the 14th century, Europe was changing. Cities grew. Trade expanded. Universities multiplied. Ancient texts circulated more widely. A new intellectual movement emerged. The Renaissance. Meaning rebirth. But rebirth of what? The answer lay in the classical world. Greek philosophy, Roman law, ancient science. Yet many of these works had survived through centuries of preservation, translation, and commentary across the Mediterranean world. The Renaissance did not emerge from a vacuum. It built upon earlier foundations. In cities like Florence, wealthy patrons supported artists and scholars. Painters studied anatomy. Architects rediscovered classical design. Humanists returned to ancient texts. Figures such as Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo became symbols of creativity. But behind every masterpiece stood centuries of accumulated knowledge. Ideas have histories, and civilizations inherit more than they invent. The fall of Constantinople. Then came a turning point. In 1453, Constantinople fell to the Ottoman Empire. Scholars carrying Greek manuscripts moved westward. Ancient texts entered European intellectual circles. The event became one of many factors that accelerated the Renaissance. History rarely changes because of a single moment. It changes when many forces converge. Many people imagine the Renaissance as a purely European rediscovery. But modern scholarship emphasizes the role of cross-cultural exchange. Knowledge had traveled through Africa, Asia, and Europe for centuries. The Renaissance was not a beginning. It was a continuation. Episode 8. The Printing Revolution. The machine that changed everything. Then came an invention that transformed history. The printing press. Around 1450, Johannes Gutenberg developed movable type printing in Europe. Books that once took months to copy by hand could now be produced rapidly. Knowledge spread faster than ever before. Ideas traveled farther. Literacy increased. Universities expanded. The world was changing. For perhaps the first time in history, information could spread on a massive scale. The explosion of ideas. The printing press did more than produce books. It accelerated revolutions. Scientific revolutions. Religious reformations. Political transformations. Information became power. And power shifted. The printing revolution reminds us that preserving knowledge is only half the story. Sharing it changes the world. Episode 9. The Age of Exploration. New routes, new worlds. As knowledge expanded, explorers crossed oceans. Trade networks became global. Ideas moved between continents at unprecedented scales. Europe interacted with Africa, Asia, and the Americas in new ways. This period brought extraordinary exchanges, but also conquest, exploitation, and empire. History contains both achievement and tragedy. To understand the past fully, we must recognize both. Foods traveled across oceans. Mathematics crossed borders. Technologies spread between cultures. Scientific discoveries built upon earlier traditions. Civilization became increasingly interconnected. The modern world was emerging, not through isolation, but through exchange. Perhaps the greatest controversy in history is not who invented civilization, but how we tell its story. For generations, histories often focused on single regions or civilizations. Today, many historians emphasize networks, connections, shared inheritances. This perspective does not diminish any civilization's achievements. Instead, it reveals how deeply humanity has always been interconnected. History is rarely a story of one people alone. It is a story of many. Here's the twist. Civilization may not belong to any one culture. The greatest human achievement may not be conquest, but collaboration. Ancient Egypt, Mesopotamia, Baghdad, Cordoba, Florence. Each inherited from others. Each contributed something new. Human progress was not a straight line. It was a conversation across millennia. Imagine standing in the Library of Alexandria, walking through the House of Wisdom, entering the libraries of Cordoba, visiting the universities of medieval Europe. You would hear many languages: Arabic, Latin, Hebrew, Coptic, Persian, different peoples, different cultures, yet all seeking the same thing: knowledge. Perhaps the true story of civilization is not about who was first, or who deserves the most credit. Perhaps it is about humanity's shared journey to understand the world. The greatest ideas survive because people preserve them, translate them, teach them, and pass them on. That journey continues today. Every book you read, every discovery you make, every question you ask, you are part of it. Somewhere, buried beneath sand, locked in forgotten archives, or lost to history forever, there may still exist manuscripts capable of changing what we know about civilization. What secrets remain hidden? What stories remain untold? And what would happen if they were found tomorrow? Do you believe civilization is best understood as the achievement of individual cultures, or as a shared human story built across continents and centuries? If you enjoyed this journey through history, subscribe for more documentaries exploring the mysteries that shaped our world. Thank you for watching. For more videos like this, please follow our page, like, comment and share. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting historic fact videos.